Hello parents, I'm Mr Antonious and I am the Senior Mental Health Lead at Warden Hill. That role is a strategic one that overviews wellbeing within our school.
And I'm Mr Chavasse, I'm the Wellbeing Lead, although I often tell the children I'm sort of the listening lady. My role is to support the children to be as comfortable and as happy in school as they can be, building relationships with them that are sometimes therapeutic, but is sometimes no more than sort of just actively listening and ensuring that the children feel heard.
Brilliant, so we're going to explain what we mean by wellbeing at Warden Hill. Wellbeing is used to describe mental health. Now we use the term wellbeing because it's a more proactive, positive and broad definition of something that we all have, which is mental health. So within this little short clip, we're going to talk about how we develop well-being at Warden Hill. So I use an acronym, CLANG, which stands for to connect with people, to learn new things, to be active, to take notice, and to give your time and energy. So when we think about connection, I make sure with my family that we connect over board game night. We're currently loving Sushi Go. How do you connect with your family?
Well, I think with my family it's probably rugby. I come from a family of boys. They all play rugby. We watch a lot of rugby. When we can, we will go to rugby matches together. And it's something that really, really brings us all together on the same level.
And that connection is only going to help the well-being of your family. So these are strategies that you might want to incorporate with your family. When we think about learning, well, we're lucky at school, we're always learning. And I've been learning French. I think many of the children could tell you the story about Mr Antonious having his car towed in France because he couldn't read the sign. So that took me on a journey to learn French, and I've really enjoyed it, and it gives me that sense of satisfaction to be learning something new. Are you learning anything at the moment?
I have an ongoing learning issue, which is my allotment, which I've taken because I want to produce sustainable, good quality food for my family. But actually on a daily basis, it's a learning process about what works, what doesn't, how things grow, why some things don't grow. And I'm also all about growing flowers to have within our house all the time, because it's something that makes me, possibly not my children, all that happy, but that's a constant learning process.
That's
and
amazing.
It's really good for me.
Yeah, it is, and actually learning something has positive effects for everybody's well-being. Now, being active, you've all seen me running around the community many times, and that is something that I do to keep my well-being high. At times when I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed or maybe a little bit stressed, going for a run really does help reset me. Do you do anything to keep active?
I do. I could be better, but when there is time, I do. Aside from rugby, I do love family walks. Are a wonderful thing, and my allotment again is something that actually keeps me quite fit, because it's quite hard work, and it's definitely a space that I go to that is good for me in lots of different ways.
Now, the next part of the acronym is taking notice of the things around you. One of the things that I do every morning is yoga, because it gives me that moment of stillness, that moment of calm that allows me to take notice of what I'm grateful for, what I'm thankful for. And I think it's a really lovely way to start. Now, I'm not suggesting that we should all start yoga, but finding that moment of still or mindfulness allows you to take notice. How do you take notice?
Mine is almost the polar opposite. Mine is cold water swimming. Which I find really, I'm in nature, which suits me down to the ground, but it also really focuses you. You can't actually think much past your own body, and it's a very peaceful experience, as well as quite a cold one.
And the final one is to give your time or energy. Now, it's really important that we role model being positive factors in our family, making sure that we're giving praise and encouraging our children to try new things and do new things. So I think that one's pretty much the same for both of us.
I think my role is all about giving. You're giving the time, and in a family situation, you're doing it constantly, aren't you? You are providing for your children, you are looking after your children's well-being, you're giving your time to them, all of which can only have positive benefits.
So our plan for these short little clips and videos going forward is that we're going to do them regularly to help signpost parents to posters or resources that might help them, and it's just a different form for you to engage in. So we hope to get some feedback from you, maybe at a Cuppa and Connect coming, or if you see us on the playground. Did you find this video useful? Is it something that you'd like to see more of? And we hope to see you soon.
Absolutely. Some topics that we might consider looking at, for example, would be things like building emotional resilience, looking at conflict and the best ways to manage it. But it would be really interesting, if you find these useful, to hear what else you think it would be useful to get a little bit more information on.
And this is just a starter.
Just a starter.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.